know what? Let's switch over to more Marvel talk, guys. Now a lot of people, I've talked about this before. I've been to things where you can be screen tested to see a movie. I've seen multiple cuts of multiple movies because I used to have a friend whose mom worked at one of these agencies, and in the early 2000s, I saw like a dozen movies that were completely different in their theatrical things. Now, here's how that works before we get into talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Disney will have like 5 to 10 different cuts of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And they're going to send them to these agencies, and they're going to pull like 200 people off the street, and they're going to try to find people that don't know much about the subject and have them watch the movie. And then they take a survey test that's like 25 to 50 questions, and they look at what people love from each one. And when they compile all of those surveys, they see which cut of the movie worked the best among like 10,000 people that were screen tested. And they go, all right, cut A, everybody loves this, and cut C, everybody loves this. If we merge the two, we're going to come out with somewhere roughly, let's say, one cut did an 80, one cut did a 95. So we could sit feasibly about an 88 if we connect the two. For the first time in history, a movie has scored 100% in every cut that was sent out.
Is it the first time?
From what I understand from all the test agencies that I've talked to, and I have two friends that work at different ones, completely different cuts, 100 on each one. So it's 100%
So no
for
other
a comic
movies
book
ever
movie.
done that.
But
Oh, for comic.
yeah, for comic book movie,
Like,
I was like, Jesus.
it's kind
That's
of
crazy.
insane when you think about that. So what the hell do
Yeah.
you do now?
Release all the different cuts. Just be like, there you go.
I mean,
Choose your own story.
right?
Have
Which
one of
which
those.
movie do you
Oh.
want to see?
what,
Get
you
like
see that?
halfway through Act One, and then you can flip to Cut B, Act Two, and then Cut C, Act Three. Do that.
But you heard D was better, and the jackass voted for Act A.
Oh.
Hmm.
But I don't know what you do at that point. So like, apparently the movie's perfect in every sense, in every cut. I don't
Like
know.
I literally, because I talked to one of my friends. He lives close to Boston, so I talk to him frequently. And he was the one that does the Boston ones, and he sees all the data that comes in and he enters it. And he was like, "You're not gonna believe how this version scored." And he was like, and they showed 3 different versions that I'm sifting data through, and all of it's coming back as 100% positive. Then I talked to a dude I know in California, and he said the same thing. And neither of these dudes know each other. So I'm like, how good does this movie have to be? Because like, not even the first Avengers got perfects across anywhere. So like, it's
Hmm.
I'm really baffled, and it kind of brings me to like, now you're gonna run into this thing where they might try to just cut a different thing, and it could actually suffer because they're like, well, what do we do? Because normally you're gonna go by the audience. So
Well, I think it's going to suffer anyway with having 100% because people are going to go, well, that wasn't perfect. What the fuck? That was shit.
yeah, well, that's
And like,
guaranteed.
people like, yeah. So it's like it's never like going to come out and have 100 on Rotten Tomatoes or anything. But I just don't know what do you do? Because the whole point of these things is kind of go right. Well, we can now edit the movie so we have a little bit of everything, and like appeals to the wider audience. But what do you do now when everything's perfect? Do you just kind of like just sit back and go, "That's our job. Like, put it out now. Fuck it. Release it 2 months early. Like, fuck, go ahead. Fuck it." Like,
Or do you,
I,
what do
I think that they would just try and tweak it even more to make sure that it is perfect because they would normally say what people say is perfect. There has to be something wrong because what one group of people would say is perfect, another group would say it's not perfect at all.
so
yeah.
do you think they're gonna start like swapping out cuts and bringing back, like, honestly, feasibly, I could see them being like, okay, people that saw the first cut, come back and see this alternate cut that the people on the other side of the country saw, and tell us what you think. And maybe
Yeah, I think
that's, I think, going to start to balance it out, being like, well, here's what you think now. So if one cut does better overall with different audiences, they could probably find a sweet spot. But I'm really hopeful that this movie is as good as they say, because let's be real, before Guardians 1, I was hard pressed to find any of my friends who gave a single fuck about that movie. After it come out, everybody was all over it. All my friends were taking their kids or going with their siblings. I was like, well, okay, apparently you guys are bigger fans of Guardians than I am because you've seen it more times than I have. Like, It was like like you guys remember, it was a phenomenon. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It just
Nice.
blew
yeah.
up.
Even like the other day, I had family over and they had the trailer going on, and all I hear is my little cousins go, "Oh, look, baby Groot," and I'm like, "Yeah, like 2 years, even like back then before it was released, you guys didn't even care about who Groot was, and now he's your favorite character."
No
It's like,
one knew who
Yeah.
it was. It was just obscure little Kirby villain, and that was it.
Yeah, it's like because I see like they have the little baby Groot stuff figures they're running around with it, and I'm like, you guys didn't have that before the movie came out.
It's a crazy good time to be Marvel. I mean, just think of how high their confidence must be right now. And, oh man.
See, if it was me, I'd be scared. 'Cause I'd be like, no, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong.
Right.
Like, it's all gonna fuck up. Like, it's gonna crash and burn. But
And they put out the
That's just
movie,
me.
ends up getting like a 52 on Rotten Tomatoes. So what the fuck went wrong?
no,
Oh,
people lie. People are paid off. That's what it is.
Warner Brothers owns Rotten Tomatoes. They paid others off.
The Defenders didn't show up. That's the reason.
Oh.
Oh.